Indians inhabited ancient America before its discovery. Indians, as it was called upon them, thanks to the discovery of America to the famous Spanish traveler Christopher Columbus, who sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and reached the Bahamas on the 12th of October of 1492 AD, knowing that it is located islands on the southeastern shore, which is now known as the United States of America. It is worth noting that Columbus was believed to have reached the shores of Asia, and so he continued his journeys later until he arrived in Honduras and the islands of Trinidad. But he was actually touring Central America, and Columbus kept his belief, and he died without realizing the truth. And after that he carried out the famous Italian traveler Vespucci many trips by sea, and reached the beach South, now America. The Americans were not persuaded by the British rule of their country, and the unjust colonial policy they followed. Therefore, several popular revolutions broke out. To gain independence and get rid of British colonialism, the revolutionary movements resulted in a document written by the spokesman for democracy and calling for human rights principles Thomas Jefferson to the Continental Congress, as it contained the demands of the United States, and the need to achieve the principle of equality, and other natural rights. What was from Congress, however, they voted for independence, and the independence of the United States of America was declared on the 4th of July of the year 1776 AD. As it was by the Spaniards who built a castle in Florida, to provide protection from the Indians, just as the French settled in the city of Montreal, and after that, colonial and settler movements continued, by the Dutch, the English, and the Swedes, and the British were finally able to take control of the eastern shore of all of North America, as the area was divided into 13 colonies. All of the British colonies were erased, which became the United States of America. Although America gained independence, the conflict with the British continued, until it ended in 1781 AD with the victory of the Americans in the Battle of Yorktown, just as the American Revolution ended in 1783 AD with the signing of the Paris Agreement, after which the landmarks of the new state began to appear. As the American Constitution was written in 1787 AD, political parties emerged, industries flourished, and the nation's national anthem was written in 1814 AD. It is worth noting that America fought the First World War in 1917 AD, and then participated during the period, 1941 to 1945 AD, in the Second World War, during which 2 atomic bombs were dropped at Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Historical sources indicate that the discoverer of America is the traveler Christopher Columbus, but when he arrived in the area of San Salvador on the 12th of October of the year 1492 AD, he was waiting for a tribe of indigenous people who inhabited the land there and resided there, and thus Columbus was not the first to set foot the land of North and South America, and it is believed that the first to discover the American continent centuries ago were the Mongols, the Phoenicians, the Chinese, the Irish, the Norwegians, and the Welsh, and the coming of Columbus after all these groups, and there are many other theories related to knowing the identity of the discoverer.